Hey everyone, welcome to Dice on Ice. My name is Megan, and today we are doing the second part of, hey everyone, the Mission 99. I am joined again by wonderful, amazing players. One of them who's just landed on a being on a plane will be here probably after we do the break. So, without further ado, let's get started. And today's episode of Mission 99, Put on My Bulletproof Suit, is brought to you in part by Acme's Fido Friend. Put on my bulletproof
Does your family
suit
need protection
is
against
brought to
thieves,
you in part
burglars,
by
and the Red Menace?
Fido
Your children
Friend.
beg you day and night for a small, furry friend to call their own. But the thought of it all, the mess, the noise, the cost, keeps you from buying? Have no fear, citizen. Your prayers have been answered with Acme's newest in astro-intelligence, Fido Friend. This adorable little chap has everything you've ever wanted in a dog without any of the downsides of being a dog. His certified chromium alloy body will never shed, meaning there is no worry of allergens or messy armchairs. Fido, powered by a state-of-the-art L'Oreal hard drives, he does not need to eat, sleep, or even use the washroom. Fido Friend comes pre-programmed with hundreds of commands that will only respond to voices you approve. He also comes fully equipped with anti-powered by anti-communist, multi-array plasma cannons to ensure your family is absolutely protected from any type of threat, whether physical or political. With Acme's groundbreaking artificial intelligence, Fido Friend acts with the same spunk and friendliness of an actual dog, so your kids will have a blast playing in the yard with it. All with the peace of mind that your children are under the best of protection. For a limited time, Acme is making Fido Friend available for the low price of $19.95, so every family can have their own Fido Friend. And remember, everyone loves dogs. Fido's little, Fido's metal, Fido's fun. Everyone needs a Fido Friend. Get yours today.
And so, where we left off the last time, we had Kira, Cody, Jupiter, and Radon approach this vessel to retrieve a package, but unfortunately, things did not go exactly as planned. First, the ship looked surprisingly like theirs, down to the serial number on the side. They received a distress signal from the captain herself, even though the captain was standing with them right in the bridge. When you guys teleported over, the captain met herself, and they melded together in this grotesque conglomeration until only one body remained. And there was no signal leaving this ship. You guys went into a few different rooms where there was different boxes that portrayed perhaps fact, perhaps fiction. You guys don't know. Kira did not look into her box. She destroyed it. And just as they were leaving the mechanical room, they came face to face with a very bloody, hurt, armed Cody Bixby. And that's where we're going to begin. And we're going to start with Jupiter. You see Kira open the door and start to go through it. You hear the sound of the gun being primed. Now, would you be in a vantage point where you can see that this was Cody? Or not?
Remembering what we were doing, I believe I had already drawn my short sword. And I would have been right behind Kira. So I imagine I'm looking over Kira's shoulder as she walks in more or less to the barrel of a pulsar in her face.
Absolutely. And you see before you just this very injured Cody. And he looks at both of you in bewilderment. You're alive? No, you... And he looks directly at you, Kira. No, this can't be happening. You're dead.
And Kira looks to Jupiter, and then looks to CB, and then looks to Jupiter, does that a couple times, and goes, no. I'm very much alive, and I'm right here in front of you, CB. But the strange thing... Wait. And she goes out, and she touches him on the forehead. He's real?
Yeah. He actually winces in pain almost, and just takes a step back, still looking at you with this horrible, just bewilderment.
So CB, our CB, and Radon are behind us and haven't yet seen this, correct?
Yes. But Radon, you probably would have heard the voice. It would have been hauntingly familiar.
Jupiter would actually be holding her left hand. She's got her short sword in her right hand, just kind of just at the ready, but not like raised or anything. And so with her left hand, she's kind of holding back in the like stop motion, like with a fist, like stop moving to Raymond and CB. And she turns to this new version of CB and just says, yes, we are alive, but what's going on here? What have you seen?
And he just looks at you as if he's noticing you for the first time. And you actually see tears begin to well up in his eyes. He's very, very shaky and wobbly, and it seems as though he's lost his train of thought, his way. It seems like you're losing him. There is a scary amount of blood.
I think at that point when he sees Jupiter's hand go out to stop, Ray does the same thing from behind and has Cody stop in the other room. Hold on, Cody. It's gonna be all right, CB. Look, I have an idea. Let me go scout forward and see what's going on. Things got eerily quiet, and I just want to make sure that I'm not hearing things. And he's gonna poke his head into this next room sort of like moving himself a little bit into the room to see them. And I think at that point he actually confirms what he heard, and he sees his friend from afar, and he's looking to you, Jupiter, like, what is this right now?
Just stay where you are. Stop means stop. Jesus, Ray.
You want me to
CB. Put the gun down. And she actually makes it a point of lowering her sword, so it seems non-threatening. Just put the gun down and let's talk about what's going on.
And Kyra looks to Jupiter and starts twiddling her fingers a little bit, and that is Jupiter knows what that means. She's definitely readying because something's not right.
Come on, CB. Nobody, and she's kind of looking at Kira. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Just put the gun down, and let's talk this out.
He hears that, but you see him look towards Radon, and immediately this look of rage comes across his face. You son of a bitch. And what's your AC?
Hold on. Wait a minute now. I know I have this. I think my AC. Let's see.
No.
Hold on. I'm looking. I think it's a 15, but I will have to check.
Hey, Meg.
1 second.
Yeah?
I said I was readying. If he does anything, I'm gonna shock. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Okay, hold up. Let me see. I gotta check the. I know what I have as an armor, so I just had to check the armor because I didn't have that written down. I should have. I thought I did, but I didn't. So that is a. Go faster. There it is, equipment. Aha, here we are. Without my boarding shield, since I don't have that like on me right now, that'd be 15.
Okay.
With my dex mod and everything, yep.
Okay.
Plus 4, yep, plus 12, yep. That, or 16, sorry, 16.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll put that on. Yeah,
and Kira, what are you firing?
I'm gonna hit him with Astrobolt. Just something little, you know what I mean? Just to let him know that.
So he misses you, and I think it is because Kira. With an Astrobolt, it hits automatically, or do you need to roll?
I need to make a spell attack.
Okay.
Me do so?
Yep. Because you see him, you're just so ready. You see him hold the gun up, point it at Radon, and fire.
Right, and as has been said multiple times, throughout the first session, she and Radon, they're not pals by any means, but she will do her job, and like I said, she's been kind of twiddling her fingers, and the red aster starts to coalesce around her hand, and as soon as the gun comes up and she sees the charge start to happen within the weapon, she just automatically blasts him right in the chest. And that is 15 plus a lot, like 7 or something like that. Let me look real quick. It is. Oh no, I'm bad to this. Yeah, plus 7, so 22.
Yeah, so you hit him, And that is why the gun misses. Is because you managed to hit him just before he fires at Radon. And he fires the shot, but it misses. Where do
5
you
points of damage.
where do you hit him?
I hit him dead in the chest. Center mass.
He falls down to his knees, and he looks at all of you with this look of shock, betrayal, sadness, and that's the last look he gives you as he falls.
Wait, no. What did I do?
Ray,
What did I do?
Ray, that's not the real CB. He's in the other room.
Look. I understand that. That's perfectly fine. But what did I do?
You didn't do anything, Ray.
CB.
And she walks over and kind of puts her hand on his head and like lifts it up for a second. And again, she's a cold bitch and just lets it drop and goes, "This is not CB. We don't have time for all this shit. I don't know what this is. We need to no, you're not listening to me. Whatever we think that this is that's laying on the ground right here, there's a man in the other room whose name is CB.
Cody. Yes.
Cody.
Yeah.
Cody Bixby. He's your best friend.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
this
he is.
woman right here, she's my best friend. So
Right. No, you're right. You're right. Okay. Look, new plan. We need to keep this away from Cody.
or I could wake it up.
No.
Yeah.
No. We need to
And
keep,
she kind of gives you a wry smirk.
listen. We need to keep this away from Cody. You can't know about this. All right? I don't know what I did to cause this one. Well, maybe one time. Yeah, maybe. Oof, what about that? No, that other time too. Yeah. Ah, shit. Okay, no, I'm a pretty horrible friend. Okay, no, just look. Here's what we're gonna do. We need to hide the body. He can't see it. Remember what happened the last time? Two of the same bodies interacted with one another? I don't think we want that to happen again. Now, do we? So I'm going to go distract Cody in the other room. You two handle the body, and then we go forward from there. Yeah? Okay. I need a moment to process this.
Hey,
And I walk back in the other room.
before you leave,
Yeah.
Jupiter just says, "Hey, Radon," but she never calls you Radon unless that's like her. She's pissed at you voice.
Yeah, your mom voiced you.
Hey, Radon. And she holds her fist up. Do you know what this means? This means stop. Do not advance. It does not translate to stick your nose in to see what's going on. Kira and I had the situation in hand.
Hey,
Next time, pay
I
attention.
did anything wrong.
What did you do? You set him off, is what you did. We're in
Did I
new
say
territory.
anything?
Ray,
You stuck your face in here and almost got it blasted off if it wasn't for Kira.
yeah, and you overtalked.
And
me,
now
man. I'm gonna
we
blast your
have-
ass. Get the fuck
We
out
have
of
one
here
less
now.
person to question.
All right. No, you're fine. Yep, I get it.
No, you never get it. Now get the fuck out of here now.
I'm gonna go in the other room and deal with Cody. Jupiter, I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna go that way. But like I said, I don't know what I did to that one. And you're right. Kira,
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Not-
Be
it
gone,
could have. We
Radon.
could have learned. She's talking to Kira now. We could have learned. Just
Or he could have killed your boyfriend.
what?
Yeah, you heard me. But anyways, we're not talking about this right now because we need to hide a body because Mr. Nosy Pants here had to come in here and jack stuff up. So
Megan, what does this room look like? Since we basically walked into the barrel of a gun. What does the room that this body's in look like?
You would recognize this room as the shower room. You suddenly get this idea of what this room is. The tiled floors, these slots where like just very, very small cubicles covered with just a curtain for where these showers are. You see his blood going into the drain. This is not what leads from the mechanical room.
So this is the first thing that's different. Radon. And she's very stern but quiet.
Yes.
Please exit this room so we can fix this situation and go take care of CB.
And he does so. He literally just, he feels really guilty for sticking his nose in things he shouldn't be doing. And he also feels really guilty for possibly killing his best friend. And so he goes to console his actual best friend that is still alive in the other room.
Chad,
as he tries to process all of this.
Yeah. As you walk into this other room, this is not the mechanical room. This is the sleeping quarters. A room that is more likely to lead off the shower room than the mechanical room. CB is nowhere to be seen.
And I do that double take where I'm like in between the doorways, right? Where like he goes through the portal, right? He goes through the port. The airlocks open up, he walks through the door, right? He sees the sleeping quarters. And he recognizes all the rooms down the hallway, like there's my room, there's her room, his room down that way, and her room this way. What the fuck? And then he peeks his head back into the room that they're in. Yep. And he begrudgingly comes back to the room, like that they're all standing in the shower room, and he goes, well, I hate to tell you this, but I am a really bad friend, like really bad. I may have lost CB. Just saying. CB, if you're here, CB, can you hear us?
He's in the room next door, Radon.
No, you're not understanding. I walked through the door I just came through. That's not where we were, okay? And I have eyes, and they work really well. And I know for a fact that that was not the room that we were just in.
Jupiter just rolls her eyes, having heard these kinds of excuses many years ago, late nights of Raymond coming home, drinking, acting a fool, constantly running his mouth to tell excuses. And she just holds a hand up and rolls her eyes and just goes out, sticks her head through the door to say something to CB. Like, hey, CB, just hold on. What the?
And now you believe me? See, I don't always lie.
Shut up, Ray. Shut
Shut up, Ray.
Ray. What? All right. And then I think she would actually just do exactly what you had just done and try to raise CB on the whisper link. CB, it's Jupiter. Can you hear me?
That's all you hear is static.
And then slowly, Jupiter, hearing the static, Jupiter just turns to look at the dead body on the floor of the shower room. Oh, shit.
Wait, what is shit? Oh.
Jupiter, are you? No. If I killed my best friend right now,
I killed him.
Oh no! If you killed him, I'm gonna shove you out of an airlock and watch you die and choke on your own.
When we came in here, CB was with you.
He was with me
In
in the other room, in the
mechanical room.
This was, and he's standing in the doorway, right? Like the doorway's open. It's like an elevator that's staying open. This was the mechanics room.
Okay. All right. I'm going to assume that when whatever caused this room to shift, CB is still in the mechanical room. I'm pretty confident, and she kind of looks to Kira like she says she's confident, but doesn't have a confident look on her face as she looks at Kira. I'm pretty confident that this was not our CB, right?
It wasn't, because he wasn't bloody. He wasn't all jacked up. Look at this body. And then she looks over you, and then she looks at the room, and that clicks to her that we're not in the room that should be next to the mechanical room. And she sees shower heads. We're in the damn shower. Wait. I gotta wake this up. I gotta wake up the CB. And she walks over and she kneels down next to him. Is this a thing we're gonna do? Because this might know where the fuck we are.
I think if you can stabilize it, or wake it up or something, do it.
Okay. And she kind of, rubs her hands down her face like I just did in the video. And she looks to her friend and Radon and goes, okay, well, you need to get the weapons at ready, because if I wake it up and it starts to freak out and we just need to blast it again. I'm sorry, guys. Because this is not CB. She kind of looks at it much more close. It's him, isn't it?
Well, just do whatever it is. And she puts her sword back in its sheath on her back, and she reaches down to her holster. She pulls out her light pistol, and then she starts to point it, and then she looks at you, Ray, and just kind of like nods with her hand, looking at your holster.
Radon.
Ray.
Yeah, I know what we have to do. Be a hero.
Just
Kira,
just do it before it's too late, Kira.
Okay.
And she sits there and she concentrates for a moment, and the one that doesn't show up very often, the blue asteroid, does start to coalesce around her body, and she puts her hands on the chest of the Cody Bixby that is laying on the ground before her, and I cast Revitalize on him.
Can you remind me again what Revitalize does?
It's basically like your wounds, pretty much. Give me just 2 seconds just to see it. Make sure I'm not misspeaking. Oops, I went a little too far. The target I can see within range. I could do it within 30 feet, but regains hit points equal to 1d6 plus spellcasting modifier. Yeah, I'm not gonna boost. We're just gonna do that. I just want to wake it up.
And
If
I
I
can
can.
imagine that this would be...
There's a 6. It would get 5.
Okay. I can imagine this would be akin to, like, shock. Like, the paddles,
Oh, yeah.
putting it down, and just trying to essentially restart his heart.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to do that, and you're concentrating. And all of a sudden, you just hear this... as he takes his breath. And he looks to you, Kira, first. You shot me.
And I'll do it again if you want to shoot one of us. And she gets really close into its face. Because you're not who you think you are. You
He
better
just
start
looks at
talking.
you. He looks to you and he looks to the rest. He doesn't make eye contact with Radon. It is a very quick glance. Whoa. Listen, I'm just as confused as you guys are.
Now, I'm assuming that the weapon fell on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. I kick it kind of away.
Okay.
He couldn't do that. And kind of stand up and arms crossed, standing between Radon and Jupiter.
Start talking. What in the known orbits is happening here?
Moon orbits?
Listen,
She says under her breath.
listen. All I know is that we were sent out into the Harbinger to get this package. Something happened. The captain wouldn't even tell us what was going on. Suddenly, all of us, the ship just started blowing up from all these different parts. People started dying. Shit started getting weird.
The shit's
Then-
weird right now, though, CB.
You're telling me? Then things got quiet. I thought, maybe we had gone through the worst of it, and I started looking for, well, the only survivor, the captain. Then I ran into you. Now you tell me what's going on.
What did you say? You went into Harbinger?
Yeah.
When did that happen, CB?
Hold on, I gotta ask this, Megan, because I don't know if we've established it. Do we know what Harbinger is?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's this thing that appeared, and lots of people go into it because there's all these like really weird things in there. But not very many
Okay,
people
I just
come
didn't
out
know
the
if
same. Yeah.
in this setting if we already knew about Harbinger. So,
Yes. Yeah.
all right, what did you say? You went into Harbinger. You went into the Harbinger.
Well, we didn't exactly go in. There was another crew that had gone exploring, adventuring into Harbinger, and they found something That crystal. Have you guys seen it?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about there, CB. But this is a question. What mission number was that?
Oh, that's the most ironic part. This was mission 100. Go figure.
We're only supposed to do 99, CB.
What? What? No. No, we had cake and everything. This was our 100th mission.
No, our contract is for 99 missions.
Well, I mean, you know the captain.
Yeah, I know.
She'll always take on things if it means getting one step ahead. Speaking of which, have you seen her by chance?
And Ray looks to the ladies in the room. Should I tell him?
We've only seen you, CB.
We just got on the ship and we've been, sweeping like we would sweep any any craft, and then we ran into you.
Well, then she still could be out there. She could be injured. We should go look for her.
We should, but you're not doing that.
What happened? What happened?
What happened to you?
What happened to you? What happened to...
What happened to me?
What happened to us?
It was just such a blur. Everything was exploding. Things didn't make sense. We'd go in one room and be in somewhere different. We would... Our limbs would fall off.
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
Did he just say what I think he said? Limbs falling off?
And she kind of looks at him to see if he does in fact have two, I almost said forearms, 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yes, he does.
He is whole.
Before we came in here, where did you come from?
The bridge.
This room doesn't connect to the bridge, CB.
No, that's what I've been trying to tell you. This shit doesn't make any sense.
Look, okay, buddy. Look, it's okay. Look, I'm here. Jupiter's
And
here.
you,
Here is here.
shut
What?
the fuck up. Shut up.
Hey.
You.
What did I do?
You
First of all-
left me. You left me to die to save your own ass.
CB, come on.
Don't
Buddy,
CB me. You've
Cody,
always known, and I've always known too, I've been so stupid
I wouldn't do
to think that you'd have my back.
Look. All right, I admit that I'm look, I admit that I'm a little bit narcissistic, slightly egotistical, and maybe think of myself more than others on numerous occasions. But you've been with me for, God, all of these missions and probably more. I wouldn't have done that. Would I? No, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
No, you don't understand. I wouldn't have done that. How do I explain this, Jupiter? I don't understand.
All right, stop.
Help me.
Stop, Ray. CB. And Jupiter would actually, for the first time, I think slowly she's been lowering her gun a little bit. When CB got a little violent towards Ray, she raised it back up. But she actually says, look, CB. And she holsters it. All right. I'm just going to be straight with you. We were on a similar mission, but it wasn't exactly Harbinger that we were sent to. We came to this ship, but we came from this ship. We came with our captain, and I've forgotten what her name was. What was the captain's name?
It was Captain Ellen Peterson.
Ellen. We came with Captain Ellen Peterson to this ship. We transported over. And we saw your Captain Peterson. And then they sort of
Merged.
became one, and then they were none. Then everything has been getting weirder and weirder, and when we came in a few moments ago and saw you at the exact moment you were pointing your pulsar in Kira's face, our CB was in the mechanical room with Ray out here. But this is now the sleeping quarters, and our CB is nowhere to be found.
Wait, you mean there's another CB?
This Ray didn't betray you. Kira and I are not dead.
Clearly.
And up until a moment ago, we were 100% sure that there were two of you. So we're going to need a little bit more. What do you know about this crystal thing you said you retrieved?
And at
Was
this,
that-
his face pales a little bit more. And he just says, it's not what you think it is.
I don't know what it is. That's why we're asking you.
I
Right.
also have a question. Was that your 99th mission, or was that mission 100?
Mission 100. Like I said, there was a cake. There was...
So what happened at 99, CB?
Oh, I don't even remember. Some stupid scrug mission.
Because this is 99 for us right now.
No. That doesn't make any sense.
None of this shit makes any sense, CB. And the thing is that we found the case with the crystals, and you know what I can do, and they seem to admit all of the colors of Astra. And when I looked inside of it, it was very strange, just like all the rest of this. We closed it back up, and it's in the hangar, or what we came in to know was the hangar. Right, guys?
We have to get rid of that thing. We have to jettison out into space and get out of here.
First, we need to get to the bridge. And you're coming with us.
Can you get up, CB?
I think so. And
I'm
he
not gonna
kind
ask
of
you again
winces.
nicely. You know what I do. And she does reach out a hand.
Yeah, and he would reluctantly at first, but he would eventually take it. And Corey, as soon as you touch Cody's hand, I need you to roll a d10, please.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I just looked as soon as you said, as soon as you touch his hand, and Chad and I were both shaking our heads.
Yeah. As soon as I
Oh,
said it,
no.
I'm like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I changed my mind. All right, that's 4.
Okay. You are brought back suddenly in a vision. You are no longer on the ship. You're not even in space anymore. You stand in front of a building. A building that was once your home before it was reduced to ash. You see 2 young girls playing tag. You and Jupiter had this odd game that you'd play, kind of like hopscotch, but you never had any chalk. So you would just kind of throw the rock and count how many jumps on one foot you could do before you got to the rock.
She was always better at that game than me.
And they go inside. They take no notice of you standing there watching them. Do you go inside? Do you follow them?
I kind of do a 360. I kind of turn around, and it looks like what Earth or whatever planet it was, and it's what I remember as my childhood. Like everything is exactly the same.
Everything exactly the same. Even the smells are the same. You never thought that you would come to miss the factory smell that wafted over this neighborhood. But when it meets your nose, you find yourself longing.
There's a very large tree in the front yard of my family home. Dupe and I have climbed that tree 1 billion times. And on the east side of the tree, there'd be a carving into it that says JP and KS. And it's got a heart around it with an arrow. Is that there?
Yes.
She puts her hand on that. And she thinks about what her life is like right this minute. Even not in mission, but just in general. And she thinks about how much she loves this woman. More than her best friend. And she looks around a little bit, and are the front blinds open?
Yes. And the figure you see standing at the window watching as you and Jupiter walk into the apartment is your mother.
So that she doesn't feel as if she'll see her, she kind of darts around the other side of the tree.
And you can hear the mother calling, Jupiter, Kira, come up, it's time for lunch.
And she bends down, in where this tree is. It's kind of landscape a little bit, and it's all rocks, like, around the tree. And she picks up a rock, and she tosses it towards the window, not to break it, obviously, just to make a clatter. Does the person that I know to be my mother react to that?
Not at all. Not at all.
She looks around and she kind of does that like pinch herself thing to see if she's real. You know what I mean? Like, do I feel pain?
Yep. Yeah, you feel
I
pain.
have a pain in the okay. Wow. What the fuck is going on here? This is not real, but she didn't react. What? Mom. And knowing that maybe she can't be seen, she does stand there for a minute, and a couple of tears are shed as she's thinking about what she doesn't know the time period, but it looks about the same age when things happened, and she gets up the courage to kind of walk, and she does walk towards that door, and walks fast enough because she's much bigger than the little girls are, that she does catch up to where Jupiter would be the second of the two going in the door. And like does that thing where you like hold the door open for a friend type deal thing. And they don't obviously know that probably happened, but she looks inside, and this is her house, isn't it? The one that exploded.
Exactly. And you come in and you smell your mother's wonderful dish that you could never get right after she passed.
Yeah, that beef stroganoff is to die for.
And then you blink. And it's a bit later. You see that the girls have finished eating. Dirty dishes are on the counter. And your mother says, "I'm sorry, my dear. Jupiter, can you wait here for just a few moments? I bought something new for Kira, and I just want to see if they fit." And you see your mother and the younger you go upstairs into the bedroom. And you see Jupiter walking around idly, looking at different things as children do, touching different things, picking things up, looking at it, putting it down. She goes over to the stove. Now, you had an old stove, an old gas stove, propane, and she begins to flick it on and off, and she hears the rush of the gas coming through, and a little spark comes out of her finger and ignites it, and she smiles in delight, turns it off, turns it on, lights it. She hears you, the younger you, and your mother coming downstairs, and like a child who has been doing something bad, she quickly turns off the stove, but not all the way. There is not that click. And the girls return outside. But before you guys can leave, you hear your mother, "Oh, Kira, you should take your brother with you. You never spend enough time with him, and he could use the fresh air."
Really? I gotta be Randy?
Yes, yes, he is your brother. Go play with him. And you
Smells bad,
see,
Mom, as I tell you every time.
and she brings your brother over and she hands you his hand. Go, 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 go. And she ushers you out, almost pushing you guys out the door and closing it.
Wait, no, but can I take back?
And as soon as the door clicks shut, you blink again and you hear this explosion. The explosion erupts through your ears. You can almost feel the searing pain of the heat. But then you begin to feel the coolness of the tile, the silence, a hand in yours. You open your eyes and you see CB standing there looking at you, standing up. And for Radon and Jupiter, this only lasted a few seconds. Kira had closed her eyes. A few seconds, had opened them. Nothing. Nothing out of the ordinary.
And she quickly just throws his hand away from her. And she turns around very quickly, but methodically. You
What is the matter, Kiro?
And she looks back to CB. She looks at the both of you. And she doesn't say a word. I can't write this. There's some really... I didn't fucking open that box, Jupiter.
What?
No.
What are you talking about, Kira?
What happened when you opened that fucking box? And it went from sadness to immediate rage. I'm not going to ask you again, Jupe. What the fuck happened when you opened that goddamn box? And she's starting to turn a little pinkish.
All right, sorry. That's not Jupiter hesitating. That's me trying to remember what happened when we opened the box.
You saw a scene of you and Radon with a happy family and such.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The box. What do you mean? What happened, Kira? What are you talking about?
What are you not talking about?
I saw
becoming more and more red.
Like look. I opened the box. I just saw. I don't know what I saw really. Something that could never be.
Do you have anything you want to tell me, Jupiter, about our life together?
Just Kira,
Is there anything you want to tell me about my childhood, Jupiter?
Jupiter's looking at Ray like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
hey,
Kira,
Jupe, she's your friend. I've always told you she's a little bit on edge.
Kira, I honestly, I don't know what happened.
Fucking hit you with a bolt like you never felt in your whole fucking life, dude. Go away. No.
Kira,
This is what I'm talking about. Is that when I touched his fucking hand, okay, I saw something. And I saw that you saw something, and I saw that the CB that we know saw something, and this motherfucker over here, he saw something too. So now I saw something, and it was, and her body, there was so much red aster around her body that you're becoming weird.
I draw my pistol and I aim it at you.
Jupiter immediately puts her hand on the pistol, puts it down, and just gives you this like burning Astra, like shooting Astra bolts with her eyes at you. And then she looks at Kira. Shut the
I'm trying to help you.
Kira, this is what I saw. Okay? And she's talking to Kira in a way that she's talked to Kira before, where she's had to
talk
be serious with her.
Yeah.
Kira has a tendency to get really emotional at times.
Very much so.
And Jupiter knows that if she can just get her to look at her,
and she's
Kira
not.
knows that Jupiter will not lie to her.
Yeah.
Kira, when I opened the box, you're right. I did see something. In the blink of an eye, I saw a future that I saw a life that could never be. I saw me and Ray. I saw a family. I saw happiness. I saw a settled down white picket fence, the whole shebang, the whole package, what we always talked about as teenagers that we wanted. That's what I saw, and what I knew could never be when Ray left.
And she's breathing very, very hard.
What did you see? What happened? Where did you go just now?
I went to that day, Jupiter. I went to February 22nd.
This is not the first time Jupiter has dealt with Kira, dealing with what happened. But
okay, so me and Mom, we went upstairs, and I tried in that blue dress, right? You heard about the blue dress. I told you about it 1,000,000 times. And
right.
And then you were downstairs, and were you touching things? Were you?
I don't know. How long ago was that? We ate, we played. You tried on a dress that your mom bought for you, and then we went out, and we had to take your stupid brother out with us.
Yeah,
and that's all I remember. I mean, it was just like almost any other day except for what happened.
But it's not right. It's not, Jupiter. It was the worst day of my life, and it's gone. And it's you touched the stove, Jupiter. That's what I saw.
Jupiter's just looking helpless, and again, kind of glancing over at Ray. Like, I don't know if Jupiter would have any knowledge or memory of this. It was such a minor thing for her that I honestly think she would have no recollection of this. And she's trying to reach out to you, Kira, to put her hands on your shoulders.
And as soon as you get close enough to almost touch you, she turns her body because she knows what's about to happen. And so I can make sure that I do this correctly. Give me just a second. Uncontrollably out of her body, static field shoots, and again, she turns away from you knowingly and just blows up the wall that's in between where the sleeping quarters and this shower room is, and then falls to the ground, and all the asteroid is kind of still in the air, and it's thick. It's almost like fog per se, you know what I mean, or mist, and you can see her through that mist on the ground, and she's just weeping. I'll take the points for that. It doesn't, you know what I mean. We don't. If you want me to roll things for that, I can. But Meg,
Are you over?
no. Actually, it might put me over. Now I'm thinking about it.
What did you do? Astrobolt it?
No, I static field it. You know what I mean? She did. There was so much in emotion done so far. Yeah,
I see Ray and Jupiter just that flinching away from the flash and the debris and
yeah, it looks like light, red lightning just coming out of her body, and it does. You've seen her do the spell before on anything she did that fight that was really intense, but it didn't come out of her hands like it usually did. It just came out of like everything around her.
Yep. That's you just see this just
No,
awesome power.
I'm at limit right now. Sorry.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And again, she's on the ground weeping, and kind of curled up in like the fetal position.
Kira.
I've seen this before, but not with the with the outburst.
Kira, this place is messing with our heads. It's putting things in our heads.
But you got the right answer, Ju.
What? I saw something that couldn't be. We've seen rooms changing places. For Christ's sake, we saw 2 captains merge into one and turn into a puddle. We saw 2 CBs and now there's only one. And you can't trust whatever you're seeing right now.
I understand, but I also can't control all this power that I have sometimes.
You need to control it. We've got enough to worry about without you blowing a hole in the side of the ship.
Yeah. The last thing we need.
Ray.
I'm sorry. I just.
Hold on.
What do you want me to do?
Do you want her to blow you out of the side of the ship?
I gotta ask you a question, Drew. You walked over near where those canisters are, and you were in the room, right?
Yeah.
Was that heart with the arrow there like it was in our ship?
If I recall correctly, I had seen some markings or some of the stuff was slightly different, but my markings were there.
Yeah, there was only
the
yes, that was there. There was also the only thing that was different was scratched in. Scratched in was the number of dented, and there was also scratched in, "It's all my fault."
Yeah, it's all my fault. Yeah.
And that was the only thing that was different. Everything else is the same.
Yeah, it was there, Kira.
And she uncontrollably, as you've seen her countless times from the mental breakdowns that she's had over the tragedy of her family, she's just laying there, and she's unconsolable right now. You know what I mean? Sorry, inconsolable right now.
You see CB just kind of sitting on the floor, just like looking very confused from person to person.
Jupiter, I'm sorry. I know I hate to be insensitive, but if we don't start moving, I'm afraid things are going to get even weirder and worse. So Look, I can take CB. We can go scout ahead, make sure that things don't change, whatever you want to do, but we need to finish this job. We need to get moving. Remember, the goal was the bridge.
But if you take this CB and you walk through that door, how do we know what's on the other side and if you're still going to be there? She's going to need a few minutes to get a hold of herself.
All right, fine. Ooh, I have an idea. Right? I have an idea.
Yeah, these are okay. All right.
Just hear me out, okay? The markings, right? You said there were markings on the ship earlier, and the markings matched things that you had done previously, right?
On our ship, yes.
So what prevents us?
Mostly.
What prevents us from marking a room? If we mark a room with a certain symbol, a certain thing that we, the four of us in this room, and even the CB that might be out there somewhere on the ship, will recognize.
And what's that going to do, Ray?
Means that if we come back to this room, we know where we are. We can find our way back to places. It's a way that we can keep track of one another. We keep leaving the same symbol in the same room, it'll work. At least in my head, it'll work. It's just like sending up a flare, right? A comm signal, something. Besides, we've got a whisperling, so we'll be fine. I think. It makes sense to me.
We can't raise CB on the whisper link right now.
We're not going to forget that. And she points to the enormous hole that we can now see in the.
That's true.
And I think Jupiter actually does laugh a little bit. Kind of, it seems to her like Kira's starting to kind of come around a little bit.
But
and she stopped crying, and she just kind of sat up a little bit, and she goes, "I'm so sorry."
Kira, I think when we get through this, I think we're all going to need to sit down. We're going to need to get a couple bottles of something really strong. I know Ray's got something stashed in his footlocker.
Hey, you weren't supposed to tell anybody about that.
Don't have to. And we're going to drink a lot. And we'll figure things out. But right now, we've got to worry about this. And you need to conserve your power because we don't know what else we're going to come up against in here.
I feel spent right now, Juke. And she hugs around the bottom half of your body.
Maybe, I don't know, Ray, maybe we should just take a few minutes, take a little bit and rest.
Sure. I'm okay with that, but what happens when I know it was only you don't react like that from touching someone's hand. You just don't. At least she didn't meld into him. That's a plus.
Oh, there's that.
And obviously, when I hug around Jupiter, it's her. Like I've touched her body, hundreds of times in my life.
So the sleeping quarters are, well, very clearly visible now with the hole blown in the wall. Whether or not it's going to actually work, I think I would try to lead Kira to one of the bunks, maybe to what was on our ship, her birth room, whatever you call it, not birthing room. That's medical. Well, I mean, I'm thinking of the term birth, but I don't know if that's actually the correct term. But cabin. We'll go with cabin. Okay. I'll take you to your cabin, and we're gonna attempt a short rest.
Yeah, you're absolutely able to go in there, and still the same room. You're able to lay Kira down on her bunk. And I would like both Jupiter and Radon to roll a d10 for me, please.
I didn't do anything. Why do I have to roll?
You
All right.
breathed.
I got a 6.
Okay. Right, and with that, we are going to take a short break.
All right.
Bio break as our heroes take a break. So we will be right back, everyone. Thanks, everyone who's been watching, who's been in the chat, commenting, confused. It's okay. I am confused. So we'll be right back, everyone. There we go. The sound is on. So you guys have just taken a bit of a breather. Radon, what are you doing? You are in the room. Are you pacing? What are you doing in this room?
Well, first of all, Ray is definitely on edge now. Absolutely on edge. It's like when he first started being the hero persona. It's less super confident in himself and like his abilities, and more cautious. Because before, he would have walked into a room, like bolstered his chest, raised his gun, and been like, I can handle anything. Right now, he is not that kind of Ray. He is a much more subdued, cautious Ray. And he is looking around the room right now at it, well, what the room looks like, particularly, because if we've noticed anything, anytime we leave rooms or move into places or anything, it immediately changes course in a different direction. So that's the first thing he's looking around at is this room that he's in, whichever direction they moved from the shower room, is this room that he's in something familiar to him?
So you would be in the sleeping quarters.
So
this room
into
would
the
be
sleeping quarters area.
Yeah,
okay.
This room would be very familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you are looking around, would you go into your own room? It's not really a room per se. It's more of like a little alcove with not much else but maybe like a small door.
Okay, so almost like a RV cot, right? Like where it's like this little nook that's carved out that's basically for me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where there's like usually a cot and maybe a dresser and a mirror, and so I want you to, if you go into it, I want you to explain to me what it looks like.
So yeah, Ray goes in while Jupiter is taking care of Kira and trying to get her rested and taken care of. He goes into his own room because, for one, everything that's been going on has made him very uncomfortable. He goes into his own room, and his first instinct is to see what's on the walls, to see to see if anything in this room has changed from what he originally would have had it as. a lot of the things that he probably would have had would have been, you know, surprisingly enough, yes, the hero posters, the newspaper clippings, the things that maybe he shouldn't have kept, but he did, as reminders of himself. There's also things like, you know, he has a little. I think he would have had a foot locker at the foot of the bed that would have kept like keepsakes and things inside of it. There would have been just a lot of wonderful, a stockload of Salvation hair tonic, just a bunch of just absolute knickknacks, and just how do I put it? The room would have been like the most egotistical person's room that you could think of. Like there's a mirror, you know, there's all these things that definitely seem to, or would have seemed to, make it look like he thought about nothing but himself. Except for, you know, maybe one small dresser in the room that he might have kept. I think a small audio player of some form. And I think he would go to that drawer and see if that audio clipping was there.
It absolutely is. Not almost everything in this room is exactly how you left it this morning. And you go past a mirror. And as you go, you see a figure in the reflection. And you hear, "Hey, Raymond." And you look into the mirror at the visage of your father.
Ray absolutely. He's looking the other direction. He's looking at another portion of the room. He's looking into the audio player, and he's about to hit play. And then he hears that voice. He slowly puts the recorder down on the table, on the dresser table, and he turns his head to look at the image, at the mirror. Dad? No. That can't be Dad. That absolutely can't be. Look, no. Don't look. Don't look, Ray. No, not. Okay, you're gonna look. No, that can't be Dad. He's not on the ship with you. He never was. He was never there for you. Selfish son of a bitch. And he
never thought you'd end up in a shithole like this.
And he can't even begin to fathom it, but he begins to talk to the voice. He actually goes over to the mirror, and he looks into the mirror, and is he actually seeing the image?
Yep. Instead of your image, it's as if your father is standing in front of a mirror as well. And it's almost as if this is a doorway. Almost.
Well, I mean, you know, what is it you always used to say to me? A man has to do what a man has to do, right? Yes, I understand. I admit it's not the nicest ship. Yeah, it's sort of a shithole. But look, I could only do so much name dropping before they CB and I worked really hard to get where we are, and he's taken a fondness to this ship, and I'm not going to let him, I'm not going to leave him behind, and just to make
You always
myself.
did make excuses for your own shortcomings.
What was that?
You heard me, boy.
No. Don't you give me that. Because every story I ever heard about you was nothing but Harbinger this and Harbinger that, and you better go be a hero, because that's what your dad did, and that's what I did, and that's what you'll do, and blah, 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 and that's all I've ever tried to live up to. Radon Rogers. Fucking Radon. Forever. That's what I've always been, and that's what I always will be. Not Raymond, I'm not your little boy. I am Radon, damn Rogers. And it's because of you that I am who I am now. Because all you ever told me was that the Harbinger... You told me all the horror stories of the Harbinger, but you also told me that the only way you could ever be a hero is if you go out there and you do that.
I also told you to stay as far away from the Harbinger as you could, and look what you did.
What do you expect, Dad? Look, you... And at that point, he actually...
I thought you were going to be smarter than me.
At that point,
I thought
during
you
the
were going to
conversation,
settle
he's
down.
Actually reaching into his backpack. He's actually reaching into his backpack while you talk to him, and he pulls out the damn baseball glove, and he like throws it on the ground in front of the mirror. That was supposed to be you, but that wasn't you, was it?
You think that was ever going to be me? Boy, get your head out of your ass.
Don't talk to me like that, Dad. Just look, I know who I am.
What are you gonna do? Kill
hero.
me? You did a good job of that already.
I didn't kill you. Nope, I wouldn't have. No, I didn't kill you. That's a lie. You know that. I didn't kill you. Whatever the Harbinger did to you, that killed you. That killed you. Not me. I was just a little boy trying to live up to his father's expectations, and you know that.
But you left your father. You always run. You ran from me. You ran from Jupiter. And you're going to run from everyone else.
I didn't want to. No, it was not my intention, okay? It was never my intention to run. Sometimes you run because you want to keep people safe. You want to keep them there. I wanted you here. I wanted you with me. I wanted you to love me and appreciate me and give me and show me the same accolades I showed you. I loved you. And you never could show that to me, could you? I always had to be your hero. The boy that would grow up to be just like you. And now look at me. And he looks around at everything, right? Everything in the room, all the radon this and like fucking the cereal boxes, the just slew of things that he realizes now are just like materialistic things that like don't really mean that he's a hero. Look what I did to accomplish a goal that you set out to do. So why do I feel so shitty for being it?
It's because you know it was wrong.
Well, I did it because...
that you shouldn't have done that. You should have gone a different way.
What do you want me to do now? What do you want me to do now, you asshole? I did it to earn your praise. So either right now, in this moment, while I'm fucking losing my mind, you're either going to do one of two things. You're either going to give me the praise that I deserve, which rightfully so, I deserve this. I deserve that praise because guess what? I lived up to an expectation that you never delivered on. Or two, you're going to reject me like you always have and you always will, which is why I left. Which is why I joined the force, which is why I joined everything that I needed to do, which is why I got out of that house. I went to live your life for you, for me. At the end of the day, I wanted to be the hero that you said I could never be. What is it?
This isn't meant to be a family reunion, son. I just came to welcome you to the other side very shortly. And with that, he just... It's as if he wasn't there. He was there, and then you blink and he isn't. It's you.
I don't understand that. I don't understand. No, you can't. No, you can't leave like this. No! And he smashes his hand into the glass, like into the glass of the mirror. You son of a bitch, you ran from me. Fucking, you ran. Just like you always run, just like I run. I'm my own father. I'm my father. I have built a life on stories, built a life on lies. Never. You run away from everything, right? Yeah. Yeah. And as he's walking away, he picks up the baseball glove and he folds the picture, the drawing back into, and he puts it back in his puts it back into the backpack. He says, "Yeah, this is a fucking dream." And he goes over to the desk and he hits play on the audio player. And for a moment, that song comes on. The first song that him and Jupiter ever danced to, the first song that he listens to anytime anything goes crazy, the thing that like sets him at ease. He begins to play that and tries to regain some focus before walking back out into the main hall, because he doesn't want the rest of the crew to see him in this vulnerable state right now.
And we're going to go just for a second. While this is happening, what are you, Jupiter, doing?
I think Jupiter would have stayed with Kira, making sure that she laid down and just kind of like sitting on the edge of her bed and the edge of her bunk, and just kind of like, doing that thing where you kind of sitting up near her head and just kind of stroking her hair and seeing that she falls asleep. How much of what happened was any of that verbal, or was this something that we would not have heard?
You heard it. You would have heard the mumbles from Radon, and then you would have heard the glass smashing. You would not, however, have heard any other voices.
So I think, given everything that they've been through, and knowing that as much as Ray likes to talk and hear his own voice, he's often talking to himself as he works problems out. I think initially she wouldn't think anything of it. And then as he kind of exploded there at the end, I think Jupiter would get up kind of look down at Kira, seeing that she's out, and start to walk over that way. And I imagine she's kind of heading over there and kind of just, I don't know, was it, you said it was kind of like almost like a partition?
Yeah.
Because I picture almost like a curtain
Yeah.
that
Yeah. And these like half walls. The walls don't go
right.
all the way to the ceiling.
So I picture just as Ray is pushing play and that song starts to play, that's when Jupiter is kind of there standing in the doorway. And hearing the song, she just goes, huh. That was the first song we ever danced to. It was what was that place, that gin and juke joint, Spank Hooligans. That was the place.
He doesn't respond at first. He what? Yeah, it was. It's and he like you could see him like desperately like fumble in the drawer. He pulls out a bandage and he like wraps up his hand. He's like, yeah, that was those were good times. Absolutely. And he stops faking it. He stops faking the bravado and the brashness, and he looks at you just solemnly. I'm gonna ask. You don't have to tell me, but how much of that did you hear?
She kind of looks down at the broken glass of the mirror on the floor, at the hastily bandaged or attempt at wrapping up his hand, and she just kind of shrugs. And I heard the breaking glass. I heard you doing that thing where you talk things out, doing whatever you got to do. And I think as she's talking, she I think she would just kind of go over to his bunk, and she grabs the pillowcase, slips the pillow out, and makes a tears a couple strips off of the pillowcase, and just takes Ray's hand and starts to bandage it a little more efficiently. She's holding your hand very lightly, and I imagine this is probably the first time that Ray and Jupiter have touched hands in years.
The song's still playing in the background, and he's like wincing a little bit in pain.
She just goes. When you wince, she just goes, "Suck it up, spacer."
Well, look, if for what it's worth, thank you. He laughs too. You know, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't miss those days. You know, where you and I weren't at each other's throats, and you actually could look at me and not want to choke me. Yeah. Those were good times. But look,
they weren't all bad.
They weren't. Yeah. Look, I don't know what's going on here. you don't know what's going on here, but I just want you to know something. What I said to CB is right. I'm not okay. I have to get my words right. I won't abandon you. Okay? Not again. A lot of dumb decisions in my life, trust me. And you were absolutely one of those regrets I wish I could take back, but
Ray, and she
Yeah.
kind of finishes tying off the bandage. Gives
And
it.
as you-
She gives it a little too forceful of a
yeah.
just to kind of like get your attention. And she just goes, Ray, don't become a pussy on me now. Whatever's going on, I hate to admit it, but we're going to need Radon here. But I'm going to tell you this. And she looks at you in a way that she hasn't looked at you in a long time. And she actually locks your gaze, your eyes. She meets your eyes, and you see that where when two people are really close and you kind of have to shift as you're looking from eye to eye, and maybe you even see her eyes glance at your mouth a couple times as she says, you better not go anywhere. There's more to live for than you even realize. Now, grab your gun, grab your gear. Let's get Kira.
Right, let's get moving.
Figure out what the hell's going on here.
I agree.
Ray, Kira.
Yeah, we need to go check on her real quick.
Yeah, Jupiter's kind of wiping at her nose and immediately rushes back over to where Kira was on the bunk. Is she still there?
Yes, Kira, what have you been doing?
She certainly has been concentrating how she can to make herself not so spent on her resources, and she did doze off there for a few minutes. She has the cutest little snore like ever. It's like by no means even annoying. It's just like, you know, like a baby, when they have that like little snore. And no, she's asleep when they walk up.
Yeah, I think Jupiter would immediately kind of rush to her side and kind of wipe at her nose and kind of wipe the blood on her scout suit pants, and then gently put her hand on Kira's shoulder and just kind of start to shake her awake. Kira.
Yeah.
Kira.
Mom?
It's Jupe. It's Jupiter.
Uh, well, well, hey, Ju.
Are you rested? We gotta keep pushing forward.
Yeah. I feel a bit better. Did sorry.
Jupiter suddenly, you just see this look on her face as she kind of closes her eyes and she goes, kind of scrunches her nose a little bit, and she goes, "Son of a bitch!" And she turns around. Where the hell is this other CB that was with us? I just realized that we hadn't even been paying attention to him. Where is he?
He's not there.
God damn it.
Is there remnants of blood on her face?
Yes. Well, yeah, I would say if Jupiter, you like just quickly brushed it off, there'd
Yeah, I think
definitely
there'd be
like
like
little
that
smears.
smear.
Yeah.
What? Are you okay?
Just a nosebleed. Nothing. Where, Ray?
You haven't got one of those in years.
There's a lot of weird shit going on here. Ray, where's CB?
Statement.
I'll
Wait.
go. I'll go look.
Wait, you guys lost CB?
Kira, you better get up.
I didn't lose him. All right. Hold on. And he tries his comm again. CB. CB.
Do the three of us hear that?
Hmm?
Yeah. Like I think we're all in the same room at this point.
Okay.
So
But I meant
Yeah,
through
yeah.
the car.
You guys are all in the. Yep.
CB. Shit. Well, okay, maybe it's just our CB's comms, but I'm gonna go check.
Yeah, but where's the fucked up CB?
Listen, I'm gonna go check. He was hurt, right? So there's got to be some sort of bloodstains. He couldn't just walk around in this place without bleeding.
Don't leave this room without us. We need to stay
together.
together, or else we're gonna end up in all different parts of wherever the hell we are.
Right. Okay. No, that's fair. Okay.
Wait. Do you guys think we're in the Harbinger right now?
Look, I've heard a lot of Harbinger stories. I've heard a lot of Harbinger stories in my day. This is nowhere near like the Harbinger. Okay, the Harbinger is deadly. The Harbinger is absolutely volatile, and surprisingly enough, everything and anything can kill you in the Harbinger. So,
And it apparently does.
yeah, but look, this is, and he hits a wall, like he just taps the wall. This is steel. This is, and he's saying it like proudly, trying to pump himself up, right? Like, this is steel. This is man-made power here that we're talking about. This isn't some alien rock that came from the sky that we delve into to waste our lives on. Okay, this isn't something I promise you, this is our ship. Well, maybe not our ship, but you know what I mean. We're safer in here than if we were in the real Harbinger.
Sure. Can we do something first? Because what the latest CB said, we should maybe see if we can get back to the hangar and see if that box is there. What do you think?
Do we want to go back to the cargo bay, or do we want to try to get to the bridge?
Yeah, but without CB, how can we really do anything? He's the only one who knows how to do all that crap.
Oh, I personally want to get to the bridge because if CB is on this ship, if he is, and he got separated from us, what did we say? What did we say we were going to try to do? Try to get to the bridge.
You know, though, Ray, What did the other CB say he wanted to do?
Space that box.
He wanted to space that box.
Wanted to space the box.
So we need to decide right now, cargo bay or bridge.
I vote for the cargo bay. If she can take it around.
Fuck,
I don't know. I don't know what it is, Ray, but whatever's in that box has something to do with what's going on, if that other CB can be believed. And I do believe 2 outvotes 1.
All right, fine. We'll go to the box.
So which way? I'm imagining there's at least two entrances to the sleeping quarters. So we would probably move to what on our ship we believe would lead to the cargo bay, back to the cargo bay.
So I'll be the first to break the silence. What the hell was that?
Does it sound human?
Female, okay.
Jupiter instinctively pulls her short sword off of her back and begins moving. She's just instantly, you see that shift in her stance as she moves into treader instinct. And yeah, she's gonna start heading that way, but making sure the other 2 are with her
Now,
close by.
Meg, is that away or towards the cargo bay?
Well, you know that,
Or what we would think is the cargo bay?
yeah, you know that if that is the showers, that one exit, this exit should leave out of the, into a hallway that leads to the cargo bay, yes.
Okay.
And as you walk out, you hear screaming. It's louder, but still muted. And I need everyone to make a perception roll for me, please.
All right. Son of a...
Apparently that wasn't good.
That's with a +5. I got an 8.
I got a 13.
Radon, you approach where you think the source of the noise is, and it is behind a panel. A sealed, welded panel in the wall. A part of the ship. And it's definitely coming from the other side. These painful, painful screams.
Okay. And he has his blaster up, right? He has his blaster at the ready. All right. Jupe, I'm gonna need you to pry that open. Right? It's in the wall.
It's a welded panel.
Fine, like your blade. Your blade has Astra in it, right? Like, you could use the Astra to cut through the wall. I mean,
Or I could just blow it open.
or yeah, but hold on, don't just blow holes through the fucking fucking ship.
All right, hold on.
If there's someone behind there, we don't want to kill that someone.
All right, let me see what I can do. And you see her blade. It's fairly short for a short blade, on the shorter side. It's got one of those blades that I don't know what it's called, but it's just straight, and then the point, it's not like pointed, it's like an angled edge. And these guys would know that she's named her sword. She calls it Occam's razor. And she holds it. And hearing that screaming, she just kind of, you just see just a brief moment of exertion. And you would suddenly see from her hand wrapping around her fingers and up the blade, just real quick, as she uses her energy weapon to channel Red Astra for the next minute into it. And I'm going to try to strike this panel where the welded seam is, trying to see if I can break the weld. So I don't know how you want to handle that.
I'm gonna say that you just make an attack against it.
Not a great roll. It's gonna be a 13 total.
Yeah, you manage, and then just like roll for the damage to see if you can. You're definitely hitting the seam perfectly.
Oh, I get a +2 to damage for Blade Master. So let's see, that's 8 plus the Astra, 9, 10, 12 points of damage as I strike on this seam.
You're able to break apart the seam exactly where you wanted to. Right at where you can see the little welding ridges.
And I think as it separates, kind of using that extra Astra push, she just kind of hits it. It just does what she wanted it to do. And then she just kind of takes the sword and leverages it into kind of along the edge and tries to kind of pry to get more of a gap in there. Come on, Ray.
And I'm gonna try to actually pull at it. Now that it's pried open, I'm gonna try to pull at it and see if I can help you pull it apart too.
So would that be me making the check with the
advantage
for the help?
Yep.
All right, this ought to go well. Not very strong. Let's see. That's a 10 on the die, so that's a 9.
Oh, I should have done the roll.
You see that it's just not coming off. You can feel just you're pulling at it and it's just groaning. And as you pull it, you see the space start to open and you can see there's a person behind the wall. You see a foot. And the scream is getting louder.
No, we can't leave. Okay, we cannot leave this like this. There was a person in. I knew it. I knew there was there's someone in there. We cannot let them. We can't let them be like that. I'm not gonna let them be like that. We shouldn't do that. What if it? He starts to think. He's like, he looks at Jupiter and he looks at Kira. What if it's one of you two? I wouldn't want that to be either of you.
The realization hits Kyra. And I don't know if I want to know that, Ray.
Well, we've already seen a second CB.
But I don't want to see me.
Well, I don't want to see me, but that might happen too.
Kira, is there anything you can do? I'm still
Kira.
like leaning on this.
Kira, we can't look. Kira, is there anything you've got, please? Because this is like literally trying to pull a tin can open with a dull butter knife.
And with the opening that's happened, you know, she doesn't want to shoot any Aster into it because it would probably hurt her two friends. Quotation figure that if anybody saw it. And she just jumps up into the air and just with all of her body weight, which isn't a ton, jumps down and lands on the open.
Yeah, make a strength or acrobatics or athletics, whichever you want.
Whichever one I like. Huh?
Yes.
Can I get advantage because they're both pulling on it?
Yep, I would allow that.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't gonna be a thing, but that's right. We're dry. Oh, that was not bad. 14.
So you managed to get it open with one final pull, everyone working together to get it open. And Kira, there was someone who beat you in or who beat you academically because they were more wealthy. They had more opportunities than you did. They got the job that you wanted, forcing you to work for a series of mercenary jobs that led you to this job. What is her name?
Lena.
You see Lena. She's bloody. And to all of your horror, you see pipes and wires going through her body. Pipes that don't even look like they've been broken. They look continuous. But it's just stabbed through and through. And she is shaking. You can see her face is white. Her clothes are red. And she looks at all of you. Jupiter, Ray, help me. Help me, please. Kira, what? But she's trying to speak words amidst her screaming out in pain. But it is very difficult.
What the hell is that, Kira? What the hell is that? Do any of you know who this is?
Yeah.
Because
Ray,
please tell me
Ray.
in any good hold on. Please tell me that in any good situation, our ship, God in heaven, where the hell is CB? Because our ship does not have fucking people in it.
Well, what I'm going to tell you is, and I'm going to take a little liberty. That's Lena Dunright, and she's not on our ship. And I would kill that bitch in a second if it's really her.
I don't know how she's not dead already.
I can make that happen.
I don't even know.
If she gets a wry smile on her face.
And Lena, who is the closest to her?
Probably.
I feel like we're all right there.
Okay.
We're all pretty close.
Okay, she would she would take you, Jupiter, and she has one free hand, and she'd pull you close so that your ear is within just inches from her mouth. The mother, she's coming. The mother is coming to and she lets out this blood gurgled sigh. And she just twitches a bit. And then she goes still.
And I think as soon as she goes still and kind of loses that grip, Jupiter stands back up, turns to look at Ray and Kyra, and says, "The mother is coming."
My mother's dead.
The mother's coming? No.
The mother is coming. I don't know what that means.
None of this makes sense.
Wait. She touched you. Did you see anything?
No.
No. She just said the mother is coming, and then she died.
Yeah, good. And I'm glad, because she took everything from me. I was number one in school. You know that.
Kyra, are you hearing what you're saying right now? Look at what just happened to this person.
She's not a person to me. She's my opposition.
She's still a person.
She's still a human being, and look what happened. Well, you know what?
No, you know what? Yeah,
I don't even know if she's... You know what? Oh my God.
She's not even on this ship. She doesn't even she's not part of our crew.
I know that.
She got that cushy job to go work with AstroCorp.
But
No. Fuck this. We got to keep moving.
I agree. Look.
This is ridiculous. I don't know what's happening.
I can't. You know what? We can't. Jupiter, I can't leave her like this, hanging.
What are you gonna do? Cut her out of there?
Are you gonna touch her, Ray? Because last time I touched somebody that wasn't one of the three of us, you know.
It's not right.
None of this is right, Ray.
And they say that at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely see that both Kyra and Jupiter, just in sync, are just like, none of this is right, Ray.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna move toward where we were going, where we think the cargo bay is.
I'm down to keep moving. Yeah, but Ray is like torn at this moment because he's like, what the hell? Like, he's looking at Kira like, you're insane. Because there's a moment where he actually looks at Kira and then looks at the body and then looks at Kira like, you could have done that. Like, that's how crazy you are. And I am really uncomfortable being around you now.
And there's this kind of like cinematically, there's that like as Kira and Jupiter leave the scene to start moving in the direction, and Ray's still standing there. And he thinks that, then you see Jupiter just kind of come back in the frame, grab Ray, and just go, let's move.
Right. I got focus. Absolutely, I agree. And he like cocks his gun and like moves on.
And you guys begin to move, but you hear this noise coming from where you guys had just come from. Just
And he just mouths, "Run!" Like,
Yeah, I I think we need to run. And she's taking off.
yeah. So it's
Does
not
anyone-
cowardice. It's just moving away from.
It's
what
not cowardice, it's self-preservation.
does anyone look behind them? Look towards the noise, or do you just run?
Oh,
Oh, you know what?
Look back.
Kira definitely does.
Yeah.
He does.
So all three of you look back and you see this shadow in that little door. Like in the door that you came out of, in that like little window that's in the door. You just see black. Where it was once you could see through it into the other room, you cannot anymore. And it is just black. And you see slowly, you see black ichor emerge from underneath the door. And as you guys run, you're running down this hallway. There are 2 doors that you can go through. Do you choose left or right?
Which one goes towards the? Which one goes towards the cargo hold?
We gotta make a choice.
Left. I'm going left.
Left. Because I imagine we're all running at the same time, so we're not even going to have an opportunity to like stop and make a decision, right?
Nope.
We're just running. So, whoever's in front, I'm following the line of pursuit.
Well, you told Jupe to run. And I
Right.
think that he's the first. So.
So I think Jupiter would have opened the door and then kind of do that, like ushering the 2 of you through. And as she's doing that, she's shifting her Occam's razor to her left hand, reaching down, drawing her pistol. And is it just shadow, or is there anything that's
So
coming
far-
around yet?
So far, you just see shadow. Nothing corporeal, nothing, no limbs
Okay.
or anything like that.
Then retcon that. She wouldn't draw her pistol yet. She would just usher the other 2 through and then pull the bulkhead door closed once they're all through.
Have we ever seen anything like that before?
Never
No.
heard anything like that before.
Radon has. Radon has in the night terrors that he has had recently about the Harbinger. He sees that shadow, that ichor. In fact, he sees almost the same events running, fear, just unequivocal fear. And I'd
Are we
also
able
like
to-
you to roll a d6.
Me? D6?
Yep.
Okay. You got it. Hold on 1 second. There we go. 4.
You guys enter this room. You guys know this to be the kitchen. No. Yeah, the kitchen. This is where people make their food, living, just general where some meetings take place, where the food is, where you guys keep some of the mealworms to survive on for protein. But you go in, and there are 2 doors on every side, twice as many as there normally are. So instead of 3 doors leading out of this, and you know this to be the central hub of the ship. This is where you can get to anywhere from the ship, but there are 7. There are 7 new doors.
What? This is the worst case scenario. Seriously?
As soon as they get through that door, Ray, you can see, if you're close to him, you can see that underneath his suit, like the collar on his suit, everything, like the top part of his suit is absolutely sweating, just covered in night terror like sweat. Look, I'm not gonna try to ask you to hurry up things, but if we could just make a decision, make a very poignant decision, like now, that would be a good thing to do. And he's like clearly always having his blasters at the ready behind him, always at this point.
It's just gonna keep stalking us.
Not if we make a stand.
Well, what do you expect us to do? Fight out.
We're treaders.
You're right. What the fuck am I thinking?
Do you have bullets in that thing?
Yeah, I do.
Then
All right. Then let's fuck it. And he looks around at the fact that this is like the galley, the kitchen. Like, okay, we can take some cover. We can make some ground. And like, is it like the full kitchen? Like how I assume it would be, where there's like a kitchen area and there's also like tables that people could sit at, and
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
places.
And like there's like a general
so
yeah.
impromptu, like unabashedly, he begins to like tip tables over, just like full on barricade style. Just you want to take a stand? You want to fight? Fine. I think we should try to make a choice. We should try to make our way to the bridge, like we decided to. But if you want to make a stand, fine, we'll make a stand. And he is working to make a fucking barricade right in this room as much as possible, and get himself ready to fight the oncoming shadows that he so very well knows are on the horizon.
Jupiter's flipping tables too.
What is Kira doing?
She's the crazy one, per se. And she kind of walks into the kitchen, and in one of the cupboards that's right near the edge of it, there's always like sweet treats. She opens up the cupboard. Is there food in it?
Yep, there's food.
She takes out like the equivalency of maybe like a pastry of some sort, and opens up the package and starts eating it.
There's a moment of silence, like just a deadpan silence, and then Ray raises an eyebrow as he's like slamming down another table, And he looks at Jupiter. Is she actually eating a fucking, what is that? A ho-ho? You're not, oh god, are you eating a Twinkie? Are you actually eating a Twinkie right now?
They're so retro. They're so good.
This is a serious mission, woman. There is something out there stalking and hunting us.
And it's going to come here regardless if we put all that shit up, Ray.
Will you two shut up? I can't hear. And I've sheathed my sword and I've drawn my pistol. I'm doing a quick check of the chamber, make sure it's loaded with all 5 shots. And I'm taking cover behind one of the flip tables, aiming at the door we came through.
You hear a voice. All of the doors simultaneously open at once. All 8 of them. And you hear...
Where is my baby?
Got some dragons I want to have killed, baby.
I don't know.
I'll get into my 7-league boots. I'll get into my bulletproof suit. I'll get out my revolver that shoots. And rat-a-tat-tat, down they'll go.
Oh, I've got some mortgages I want to have paid, baby.
And that song fills the room. And that's where we're going to end.
It's so awesome. Oh my gosh. Megan, you are my mistress of horror.
I'm sorry for the folks at home. I was about to drop my headset, everything, run out of the room like a scared little bitch. That was the best and worst I've ever been scared in a game like that. Oh my god, so good.
It's not just the voice. It's the voice and the music. It's, oh my gosh.
I'm so excited for what's next.
Oh, you
thank
guys don't
you.
even know. You people watching this game. You don't even
Megan's games are like a heart attack. I'm going to die at like 35 because of all the stress that she gives me. It's ridiculous. It's so good.
Fantastic.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
thank you for everyone who was watching, and once again, thank you to my amazing, amazing players. You guys were fantastic. That is no surprise. Hopefully next time we will have Alan. Fortunately, you know, life got in the way, but that is alright. We will look forward to having him next time.
What if that is Alan?
Oh, for
Do 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 do.
don't even talk to me like that. Oh my god, that's crazy.
We can do some outros where you guys can just kind of introduce yourselves and plug anything you want. We'll start with Jake.
Hi, I'm Jake, also known as Mini Terrain Domain or MTD_Jake on Twitter. Definitely follow me on Twitter if you want to keep abreast of all the goings on I have, or you can follow Mini Terrain Domain on Twitch and YouTube, where I've been running a ton of games. Megan is one of my players in my weekly, our weekly Tomb of Annihilation Chult of Personality D&D 5e campaign. And I'm going to be DMing a 8-week mini campaign in the Harbinger universe called Bastards of Bastion that Megan is also a player in. Along with a few other things going on over on the old Mini Terrain Domain Twitch channel. So check it out.
Awesome. Chad. Go ahead.
Hi. I had to take a moment to de-stress and hi, my name is Chad Nick. I have a little known YouTube channel that is pretty cool. You should check it out. There's a little game on there called All in the Family that I run. That's a Fiasco game that I'm going to try to hopefully get another session out here soon. I also do some voiceover stuff and I run other games over there. So if you like those, go check that out over there. Also, I'm in Cryfoth stuff and Lore Keepers, which should be here soon as well. I'm really and then Dragon Grin should be here soon too. Like I've got a bunch of things in the works right now. But other than that, I love playing this character and I've had just an absolute blast. I don't know what to say. Megan, it's always a joy to be in your games. It's so good. You scare the bejesus out of me. Thanks.
I think in that case it's a compliment, so I'll take it. Last but not least is Corey. Oh, I think you're muted, or you're...
You got really quiet, dude. I don't know how that happened, but you got really quiet real quick.
At least it's happening now, and not...
we can hear you. It's just really quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here,
Okay.
I'll do this and get
There you go.
really
Oh, there you
That's
go.
better.
There we go. Yeah.
So, all right. So, yeah, my name's Corey. I am part of a group called the Dargon Gaming Squad. Some stuff happening over there. You'll see stuff soon. Me and Chris Johnson and some other people. And I play in far too many games. So if you watch live plays, I'm there sometimes. And Meg, I love to hate you. I absolutely do. And yeah. And whoever else had that, me have the most amazing RP moment in any game I've ever had ever. Thank you. I'm gonna give one of these big old fat hearts. Look at that. That's a heart for all of you guys. I love you guys. And this game is bonkers.
And before you sign off, I want to plug Megan and Connor Dice on Ice over on the twitch.tv/miniterrain domain on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. GM'd by the one and only Marquise. There's 2 more weeks of Cryfoth the last 7 days, assuming you guys survive. Marquise keeps saying that. But both Connor and Megan are playing in their own world, their own play test with Marquise running it, and I've been producing that over on my channel. And there's only 2 more episodes of that on Sunday night, so be sure to check that out as well.
Yes, absolutely. And also, join us next week, Thursday, where we will conclude this game with number 3, which is titled, I Did It Because I Love You. Thanks again, everyone. I hope you have a great night.